Hello, everybody. This is Hussain Shahzad from Keller Williams Real Estate, and welcome back to House Hunting with Hussain. Today, as you guys can see, this episode is actually an online Zoom meeting with Jon Campo from Safeguard Home Insurance and Auto. And how are you doing, John?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks
I'm
for having
good,
me.
thanks. So, yo, thank you for being here. I know how busy you were, how busy your schedule is right now. I really want to thank you for taking the time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to begin with the most basic question that what is home insurance, like briefly?
Yeah, so home insurance, when you guys go to buy a house, you obviously need homeowners insurance, and home insurance will cover any damage done to your property. So, windstorms, hail, lightning strikes, fire, things like that. Any
Mm-hmm.
damage done to your property. Title insurance obviously is completely separate. That'll protect you for,
Right.
and that's something we don't do, but I'm sure you'll probably have somebody on about that. But yeah, homeowners insurance, I have over 22 different insurance companies we work with. And so yeah, we just shop rates and all that.
Right, right. So John, so typically like what are the most common things covered by a standard homeowner's insurance policy?
I kind of talked about it briefly, but yeah, like things like wind, hail
Mm-hmm.
damage, um, smoke damage if there was a fire, fire itself, basically putting that structure back up to what it was prior to you having that loss. That's mainly what it will cover. Any, if you have a pipe burst or an explosion, depending
Right.
on the type of policy you have. I mean, every policy is different. Most are very similar in their coverage overall.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things you really can look to add onto a policy that really makes it a great policy.
Right.
Um, which we can kind of get into at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But
So like for a brand new homeowner, say, how to like determine what's the best policy, what will be more suitable for like a brand
so
new
what
homeowner?
what we do is we go through and talk with the buyers and just make sure that they have the policy that works for them. Like I said, there's a lot of different endorsements, a lot of different add-ons you can go and put on the policy.
Mm-hmm.
And we have these conversations with every buyer just to make sure that they're getting exactly what they want in a
Right.
policy. Um, so yeah, I mean things like some endorsements you can add are things like sump pump overflow coverage is just probably one of the biggest. So if you have a sump pump and your
Mm-hmm.
sump pump fails and you get a bunch of water in your basement, seen it with this most recent storm in September, which was kind of nuts. But uh, you won't have coverage unless you have the endorsement. When we first quote policies, not every time, but like I would say 90-95% of the time, we're putting that endorsement on the policy just at the first quote, and then we have conversations. Hey, is it important to you? Is it not? And just kind of walking through that. Another one that can be very, very inexpensive for buyers are something called service line coverage, which covers outside of the house in between the street and the structure of the property. So any kind of lines underneath the ground there, sewer lines, a big one, water
Mm-hmm.
lines, gas lines, cable lines, things like that. If they were to have to be dug up the ground and replace the piping underneath there, that's what that piece of the policy will cover. So it's usually 30 to 40 bucks a year. It's nothing significant, and it can give you pretty good value, $10,000 of coverage, $25,000 of coverage. So that way,
Right.
when you get in the house, something happens. It's always like that one thing that you have go wrong that's not normally covered. These are the things we have conversations with buyers about to make sure you have, adequate coverage for what you're looking for. So
Mm-hmm. All right. And is home insurance like tax deductible? I know it's
tax
not
deductible.
much, but
I would say I'm not an accountant, so
mm-hmm.
I mean, if you use it for a place of business, I mean, I don't know, maybe I don't deduct mine, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe, I mean, I would just have to
Yeah,
look.
for that,
Yeah,
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 it's better to consult like a tax professional.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much again, John. And
yeah.
I hope this helped you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you or anybody you know is trying to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I'd be happy to help. Have a great week, guys.